and that all of our members are able to express their creativity through the medium that is Lego. So if you would like to learn more about UniLUG, we have our information attached along with, oh, hold on, I've got another feedback. We have our information attached to everything through Bricks and Minifigs Crest Hill. We have a website, and then we will also share our contact information at the end of the show, so you can reach out to us individually, and we can learn more about you. You can learn more about us, and see if joining UniLUG would be a really good fit for you. So one of the things that we're going to be doing today that's different than a normal show would kind of run, it'd be an open event. People could come and go as they would like. They'd be able to take a look around and see the creations throughout the room that the members have been working on over the last several weeks and months, and get to engage with those builders and ask some questions and things like that. So what's a little bit different about us doing it virtually is rather than it being a free-for-all and you can take a look at anything you want, we're going to narrow it down to 5 to 10 minutes for each one of the creators to present to you what it is that they've been working on over the last several months. And you get a chance to see what it is that they're doing. They get a chance to really call out what's important to them. And at the end of that, if there's a question that you have, we would just ask that you go ahead and put that in the chat down below, and we will get that information over to them and give them an opportunity to talk a little bit about what you would like to know more about it. So it gives us a chance to engage with you while maintaining social distancing. It's a really good requirement. Something that we need to do as a requirement as a LUG is to get out into the community and represent ourselves and show you what it is that we've been working on. So what we're going to be showing you for the most part today are MOCs. And that's an abbreviation of what it stands for is My Own Creation. So these are things that people have either taken from their complete imagination, or maybe they've taken a set, dismantled it a little bit, and changed it up and turned it into something that really represents what they like. So you're going to get to see a lot of different things as we go through the meeting. You're going to get to see everything from modulars, from mills. You're going to get to see custom creations. There's going to be things that are from experts. There's going to be things from Star Wars lore. There's a lot of different things that are going to be going on. So feel free to put your information down in the chat if you have any questions, and we will get those over to those creators, and you'll get a chance to see them. So I will be your MC for the day. I will kind of tell you who it is that we're going to be talking to. I'll be controlling everything on the back end, and then also getting the questions and things out to those individual members. So thank you so much again for joining us. We look forward to showing you what we have going on. And for our first presenter, we are going to be going over to Kevin. So let me get Kevin in the light for you guys. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, Joe. Thank you so much
Very cool.
for hosting this.
Yeah, no problem. Why don't you go ahead and show us a little bit about what you've been working on?
So I'm going to have to flip it over to other camera. So let me get that. And kind of, probably just there we go. The bulk of what I wanted to show, and I'll build up to it, is I've seen, trying to get my words together. I have seen many instances in which the modular series has been used to make cities and basements and displayed at events such as Brick World. And what strikes me, honestly, is, well, the way that the modulars are built onto base plates and the way their footprints are, kind of got me questioning, well, how do you, kind of clean it when it gets dusty? How do you, move it? If you're moving, hey, I'm at my dad's house. What happens to the big city that I want to build when I'm trying to get my own place? So that got me thinking, and why not have the building itself effectively be removable from the base? So what I've done was made like a thicker base, kind of makes it so I can carry it up and down, left and right, without feeling it kind of flimsy or fragile. Allows me to do kind of things like, I'm going to show up in here, that you can kind of do a nice lowered road to kind of give more authentic feel to the city itself. Fact is that the building itself, as we can see, is actually quite removable. Now this is going to be tricky with one hand, so let's see if I can do it. Okay. And there we go. So now the building's on there. Also, because of this effectively raising the ground level, so to speak, I'm able to kind of deepen the basement in this year's bookstore / townhouse. So I got to make a little Lego basement for our homeowner here. Really kind of felt very good. And then ultimately, what my main goal is to get a nice raised kind of like cliffside city is what my ultimate goal is. So I was able to, this past couple of weeks, put together a nice, very, very rough draft version of my cliffside, which to really kind of demonstrate is essentially a road and the back half of it. So it's even more modular. Thinking down the line, it might be easier to kind of disassemble when it's time to get display from home to public places like a library, or hopefully down the road, Brick World.
Yeah,
possibly.
That's very cool, Kevin. So you're able to now that you have everything built up, you're able to move them around easily and get everything that you need.
Somewhat. They once they clip together, they get quite heavy to move them around. So it's kind of like needs some sort of possibly felt covered thing so I could at least slide it a little easier. Because the way I have it now on the dining room downstairs, it pretty much is grips onto whatever.
Perfect. And then did you use is this like a standardized system among other builders, or is this just for you?
This is, is because you were explaining that there are, I think you called it mill modular integration. This doesn't conform to that, unfortunately, or not specifically, I suppose, because I guess just the way it works for me was I noticed that a plate and a base plate kind of are pseudo compatible in that you can build on top of a base plate, but you can't really kind of line it up with something that isn't on a base plate. So it kind of got me thinking like, well, let's remove the base plate out of the equation so we can kind of get that. I think that's a half plate height if we were to go to specific. So you can match it, but it felt like it's easier to match plates and bricks.
Perfect. Well, I mean, as long as it works for the system that you have created in your own city, it should work out pretty well. Now, one of the things I forgot to do, and I apologize, is we were going to give everybody an opportunity to kind of say a little bit about themselves and maybe how long they've been working with Lego and what their favorite theme was, so that way the audience gets to know a little bit more about you. So I apologize. I was supposed to do that.
I could do it now as perfectly fine with me to close out with something that I could definitely talk about. My name was Kevin. My favorite theme, if we had to really choose, would probably technically be architecture. That was the studio was the thing that got me out of the dark ages. But otherwise, I was building when I was a young lad, all throughout elementary and middle school and some high school. I picked up, I want to say Greengrocer, but that was kind of like almost like a soft reboot to my AFOL status. So it really kind of took off once I picked up Architecture Studio.
Gotcha. All right, very cool. Well, thank you so much for showing us your creation and how you're integrating your modular buildings together. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, very cool. All right. So with that, I get to mute Kevin. If you do have any questions, for Kevin, if you weren't able to ask, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll get back to those a little bit later on in the meeting. All right. So our next presenter is going to be Jasper. All right. Let's get Jasper on there. Hey, Jasper, you muted yourself. So there we go. Now we got you. How you doing, Jasper?
I'm doing good.
Great. So tell us a little bit about how long have you been working with Lego, and what's your favorite theme that Lego has made?
I've been probably working with Lego for like about 5 years now, and my favorite theme is Star Wars. In particular, I like the Clone Wars sets.
Yes.
So this is my block over here. It's a little big. So this is it. I have a few droids. These are mostly just regular super battle droids. I have a few super battle droids and some commando droids. I have some bomb squad troopers, some jetpack troopers, and one custom Jedi I made in this kind of swampy land area. I also have my clone turbo tank coming out of the mountain. I have a clone gunner from the clone, I believe, tank guarding here, and I have a holo table with some droids, some other clones, and some clones going to the battlefield. I have a little jail cell with a little guy in there, and then I have a clone guarding it. I have a maintenance clone over here. I have a speeder bike with some ARF troopers, a back to the tank, and a generator. I also have a ladder coming up to this area and some just panels doing that. So yeah. So that's.
Did you take your inspiration from one particular film or from the series, or is it just something you?
It's kind of supposed to be just like. It's not really supposed to be from the series, but inspired from the series.
Perfect. Well, appreciate it. You've got a lot of Lego on that table going right now, and I know you've been working on that build for quite a while. So
yeah, so I've been working on it for about 5 months now. So
yeah, so appreciate you taking some time and kind of showing us a little bit about that. Thank you so much, Jasper. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right. So after Jasper, we're going to jump over to Peter here. So let me find Peter. Hey, Peter, how's it going, sir?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing very well. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been working with Lego and what your favorite theme is that Lego has.
Well, my name's Pete Rock. I've been building Lego ever since I was 5 or 6. My first Lego that I built was Star Wars. My favorite theme is Star Wars. My mom got me the turbo tank, the first turbo tank that came out in Star Wars. I built that one, and I believe it was the first or the second Millennium Falcon. They're about a couple hundred pieces, maybe 1,000. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But I've been building big sets since I was 5 or 6, and then I forgot about them, and then in the attic, I kind of dug them up maybe a couple of years ago, and I started playing around with them, and I joined LUG group, and I've definitely learned a lot, So now what I got going on here, I gotta flip this around. Now, what I built was the Galaxy's pit stop. It's got a double floor here. I have a top deck where you see Boba with the table, with group. And then now, let me flip this back here. You can see I got gears here. I got one-to-one ratio to pulley. You can see the string I got. And let me show you the front here. Kind of got stuff going up into it. Then you can see kind of like Captain Rex back there. Now he's on an elevator. So this crank, I have a crank in the back. So if I crank this up, you can see him going up. And then I crank him down, and he just goes down. But I got Galaxy. If I come over here, I'll take this panel out. It's a removable panel, just bricks. Then you can kind of see the Technic that I did. I did the Technic beams, so it doesn't get cut up. If you use brick, if you feel the brick, it gets stuck up on the brick. If you do beams, they're smooth. So when you raise it up and lower it, it won't get stuck. But this is my mock that I built. I built just the elevator, but I added the second story, and so on and so forth.
Very cool, Peter. I like the blend of characters and figs that you have on the top.
Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for taking us through your build and showing us what you've got going on. We're going to keep moving down the line here a little bit. So our next is an actual kind of like a whole family affair here. So we're going to go over to Matthew and Nathaniel and Mike and kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. You got a lot of people in the room, so they don't have to all go through what their favorite theme is, but kind of tell us a little bit about your experience with Lego.
Okay. I'm Matthew. My cameraman is Nathan. My dad's over here, and my mom's over here. My dad. I started Legos when I was 1 when I got my first Duplo, and 3 when I got my first actual Lego set. And my cameraman, which is Nathan, is showing our whole set.
I'm going to switch the view over to him, but why don't you talk through what's going on while we show his, we'll show off his camera here.
Okay. Is it spotlighted on Nathan?
Yes.
Okay. This is our whole set. It's called the Battle of Reclamation because everyone's trying to reclaim a treasure. Let me show you through the build. Our favorite part is the castle, which is what Nathan is panning at the moment. During this battle, a lot of things are happening. For example, there's a battle between mechs up at the top. It's a big fire monster. And this purple guy who's destroying the castle. There's a baby gunner. There's some space pirates up there. And there's many, many fights between the knights, just kind of sprinkled throughout the castle. Beneath the castle, there's a bubbling lava lake. And there's also a space Viking seeking treasure, but then the troll came and is dispatching of him. Elsewhere, the castle is taking heavy damage from the dragon and the great dragon master, who's being assisted by the wizard. Amongst all of the chaos, Alex is teaching Benny how to harvest obsidian, but an unwanted guest has showed up, so Alex is taking care of that while Benny is still clueless. And the soundtrack to this great battle is brought to you by the Sparkle Vampires. And this whole build took like about 2 months for all of us to put together.
Very cool. Can you kind of show us the bubble lava a little bit and kind of talk about that feature?
Okay. Under this lake thing, we have a lever over on the side of it, and there are these wheel things underneath, all at different heights, so that when you spin it, the bubbling effect, the wheels are pushing up on the net, which is causing the bubbles to happen, and all of the cheese wedge pieces, for lack of a better term, are connected with studs underneath, and it's all connected together by this one big net of Lego that's being pushed up by the wheels.
Very cool. I like it. And I think I recognize the Dragon Master. That one made me giggle as well. Meets the Dragon Master. Very cool. I like it. Well, thank you so much for kind of showing us around. The chat was just wanting to learn a little bit more about your lava lake and how you got it to move. So thank you for going through that and showing us a little bit about how that mechanism is put together.
Sure thing.
Appreciate you. All right, so we will be moving now over to Ethan. So let me push some magic buttons on my side here. Boom, boom, boom. And how's it going, guys? How we doing today?
Hello, I'm Ethan, and I actually haven't been back into Lego for too long, just a couple years now. And these are some MOCs that I made recently. The one on the left is it's a modular townhome inspired by like San Francisco kind of houses. And then the ones on the right are just some like vacation forest cabins. So I'll take you through the townhouse first. So this I actually built for my dad, and it has the 3 floors in the attic. And the first floor is a garage. Ooh, there's also a tree in the back that I just broke. Oh well. I'll fix that later. So here's the garage. There's a truck inside, and that's also a custom truck. I built that a couple years ago, though. That's not the main attraction. The main attraction is this workbench setup, where there's a red workbench with some planks over on the wall here, and then also a cork board with some tools hanging on it. And I know that that's not exactly, you wouldn't really hang tools on a cork board in real life, or at least I don't think you would, but yeah, I thought it looked kind of cool. Moving upward, let me attach the second floor. The second floor you get access to by going through that staircase. And up here, there's a little door to get in, and then a kitchen. And this is pretty simple. It's just some cabinet pieces, and then the fridge is just there's a plate so that you can build on the side. And then there's a TV, which is also studs on the side, and speaker system, and just an entertainment center in general. And then over here we have a very, very steep spiral staircase. But I wanted to have something there to get up to the next floor. And then the floor above that is just a bedroom. And there is a bed and a computer setup. Also a fireplace. And then there's my dad's minifigure. He's just kind of on the floor there chilling. Let's maybe fix that. And then there's also this, which is supposed to be the access to the lower floors, but I forgot to leave a hole, so there's just some black plates in there. Then there's also a ladder to the attic, which is up here. The attic is pretty sparse. There's a skylight here that you can open up and look and see the boxes, and this was just done with some Technic hinges. And then there's also a satellite dish and a chimney. On the front, I did the detailing with just some some snot bricks and then a plate, and it's pretty simple. I just wanted something because I didn't want it to look flat. And then these window boxes are actually a clip with a tile on it, so it's actually an illegal building technique. Now, over here, we have a slightly more recent build. Both of these are pretty recent, actually. And this is some forest cottages, like I said. All of these have interiors, but only 2 of the roofs come off. I didn't want to build this on a base plate, so I didn't. I think the terrain looks pretty good. I'm proud of that. And I was also inspired by some creator, like there was like a creator cottage or something that had the same color scheme and basic design. And all of these have interiors, and I'll take you through that. So this one is the one whose roof doesn't come off. I can't really show you that, but I don't know, you can't really see it, but there's a kitchen in there, and that kitchen is much better than the one I just showed you. And these sliding glass doors are they're pretty basic. On this one, oopsie, that broke. On this one, there's a living room with a couch on the inside, and that couch is done with a hinge that just folds the back up so that this is actually on its side. And then in the attic, there's just a pretty simple bed, like a bedroom. And then on the inside of this one, there's just another living room with a more, I don't know, square, boxy, modern kind of couch. And also another sliding door. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to work right now, but it works just like all the others. Yeah, so those are my MOCs. I forgot to list my favorite theme. It's probably Creator Expert. And I think that's all I had to say.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for kind of showing us around. I like how you've got one that's very freehand, and then you have another one that's inspired by a Lego set. So it's kind of, that's a good way to kind of get some ideas on what to do if you ever get a roadblock. You can say, all right, let's start with one thing and make it into another thing.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for showing us your builds. We're going to jump on over to Freddie. So let me find Freddie over here. Hey, Freddie, how you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what your favorite Lego theme is.
All right. So my name is Freddie. I've been working with Lego ever since I was about 4 or 5, so about 8 or 9 years now. And my favorite theme is Star Wars, but I also like the kind of non-official theme of kind of military, both modern and World War II, Vietnam era. So I have 2 builds to show today. One is a more formal mock, and the other one is more of a Star Wars build. So this right here is my Battle of Okinawa. This was part of the campaign Operation Iceberg, running from April 1st of 1945 to June 22nd of 1945. And this was a campaign that was used to occupy a lot of the islands from Japan, so that the U.S. military could effectively move out their troops to the more mainland Japan without, major Japanese influence. So right here we have a Type 95 Japanese light tank, also known as the Hago. There were 13 of these in Okinawa, serving in the battle under the IGA 27th Tank Regiment. There's also a Type 1 anti-tank 47 millimeter gun right here. Then you have a bunker, kind of the staple emplacement that you would see in the Japanese military all over their islands, and different fortifications, and a trench that would usually run against the front of it, and then kind of a gun pit right here. Then you have these U.S. troops. This is the Army, but there were also the Marines that were moving in at the time to kind of clear out the Japanese troops. All of the Americans are either using their saber shotguns, the M19 machine guns, or the BAR rifles that were used at the time, and the Japanese are using Type 100 machine guns, Arasaka rifles, and Type 99 machine guns, all of which are from Brick Arms. And my second build that I have over here is from Rebels and Clone Wars Season 7, and this is Darth Maul's Gauntlet Fighter, the Night Brother. So this was used as his personal ship after he defeated Pre Vizsla in a duel. So this is what you would see the Mandalorians kind of using in their personal entourages. This is made from the cockpit of the normal starfighter, kind of heavily modified to include his blades that he has here in the front, and also the kind of more curved end that is more accurate to the show. And you also have these intricate back wing designs, which are used from 3 levels of plates, and then the systems for the the system for the wings moving is exactly the same as the original Starfighter. The wings can move. I'm probably going to have to set my phone down for a second in order to use that. 1 second. All right, here we go. I'm just going to set this here for the time being until I can show you with the wings down.
Very cool. It almost makes me think that that Darth Maul took Pre Vizsla's ship and made it his own. He kind of redid it.
Yeah, I like to think that's what happened. So it moves just like the original. The system is perfectly intact and everything. And you can use the dual feature of it having the wings in between the cockpit too, which you don't see too often with them using. Um, it was more of a kind of offense mode as you would take it. But yeah, those are my builds, and thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Freddie. Appreciate it. There were some asking you to move, so I appreciate you taking the time to show us how the wings transform on your build. All right, so we are gonna jump over here and let's see, boom. I think we're back over to Nathaniel. Nathaniel, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm Nathaniel, and my favorite Lego lines are Star Wars and Speed Champions to a lesser degree. I built a 1980s based, like kind of space base / armory. I call it the Legoland Guard Armory for our Lego town, which is named Legoland. So this is kind of where all the weapons are. This really evolved from me just wanting to put all of the like weapon elements into one centralized location, which is this right here. And I put this spaceship on top of it that can lift off. So very 1980s based, mainly built out of my dad's old parts. So, yep, pretty simple. There's not really much of an interior. You can just lie some guys down. So, and then there's the Legoland Guard insignia on top with a little fuel dock, stuff like that. So when you can take the roof off. It's just secured like any other creator building set with the plates with a few studs. And then on the inside, there's like lightsabers, weapons, some like valuables like money, or I guess, life vests, which are supposed to be like bullet vests, I guess. And then on the sides, there's just some defense turrets. There's an alien prisoner. There's this more of like a vehicle cannon called like an ion cannon. And then at the front, so no bad guys can get in, there's this very thick door that'll just, if you pop it out like this, it'll lift up just so you can put one minifigure under there. And then on the sides, I have this smaller spaceship. It's supposed to be kind of like a landing craft. Think like the Pelican from Halo or the LAAT from Star Wars. So just kind of like that. And then some more control panels, an infantry gun. And then over here, I wanted to fill up this space. So this is basically the ADU defense set from, I don't know what year it was, but from a while back. I just modified it so the roof was smoother. And it's just the same set as it's been for a while. I haven't modified it beyond the roof. So, yeah.
Very cool. I love the color scheme, kind of the throwback to the classic. Even that base plate, I remember that from when I was younger. I'm significantly older than you are, so it's kind of cool to see that on a new take. You said a lot of these parts came from your dad's collection?
Yeah, my dad had a small-ish Lego collection from, I don't know, the 80s, I guess, when he was growing up. So he had a lot of space stuff.
Very cool. I like it. Thank you for showing us. I appreciate you taking us through your build. Thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Cooper, I see you're in the room. I was trying to get a hold of you on the chat. Do you have something that you would like to present to us, Cooper?
Yes, please.
All right, perfect. Let me throw you on the spotlight here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's see. All right. So if I turn my computer over a bit, I have created this sort of robot mech sort of thing. I have not yet named it, but it's supposed to have a sort of armed to the teeth sort of vibe. How it has almost, it just has an insane amount of weaponry and defenses. So I put a lot of effort into movement and the legs especially. well, the legs don't actually move. Wow, I just said that they move, but I lied. I'm a liar, guys. So what I focused on when I said movement, I meant like this entire thing could spin around. These things on the side can move up and down. The turret can spin. Same thing with the other turrets. So this one here is a little unfinished. I need to add a bit more to it. But as of now, there really isn't too much. This thing comes off. Hold on. I put a lot of work into adding that sort of robotic sort of idea to it. And there would also be some of those type of missiles in here, but I have not loaded that. And on the back, I added a bit more detail. I have like a little vent sort of thing going on here. I have a little bit more armor plating to add some shape. Here you have where I could fire those missiles I was talking about. And I even got a few little antennas.
Where did the idea come from? You said you haven't named it, but did it kind of start with something that you saw or that you just kind of came up with?
I based it, I sort of got the idea to make this from a video game that I have been playing recently called Horizon Zero Dawn. There's a enemy in the game called the Deathbringer that has this sort of large mech sort of thing that just feels armed to the teeth. I kind of based off of that.
Very cool. Well, I like it, man. That thing is massive. I need to get together and put some motors in that thing and get it walking around.
Yeah, I have no idea how the motors work. So, but I do have a minifigure here for scale.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that really shows off like how tall that build is. Well,
yeah,
I appreciate you showing us around. You got to give it when you give us a name for it. We'll kind of make a story around it.
All right, I will let you all know when I do that.
Perfect. Thanks.
No problem.
All right, guys, we've got to. I'm going to jump over here to. Well, David, you're next, but I'm not sure which device we're going to be using for you. Are you doing? You doing this one? You're doing the phone. Okay, I see it now. I got you. So we're going to do that one. All right. And you there. All right, David, how are you, sir?
Hello. For Lego, and what it overall came down to is superheroes. As you can see my shirt here with the Avengers logo. So I love Marvel and DC superheroes. That is what I focus on for Lego. It is one of my passions. I know a lot about the comics, movies, etc. I'm very big on it. So I have something awesome to show you guys here. Ryan, you want to take the camera?
There's another sound issue. Did you get that over with?
Yeah. All right. So what I have for you guys to see is this is my Hammer Tech helicarrier. It's a micro scale version. So about 5.5 years ago, Lego came out with a micro scale helicarrier. And I wanted to build something that would rival it, something that we could fight. So I spent over a year building this, and then it sat at home for about 3. So it was kind of hard getting parts together, trying to fix some things. The wings took a long time to figure out as I'm using this big base plate for the airplane sets from City as my kind of guide for the wings. And then Joe, our president/ambassador, he helped me fix the center. So originally, when I lifted this up, it split in the middle. It was just so much weight on the back. So Joe helped me fix this, and then I did a lot of redo for the greebling work and everything. So I'm going to show it off here, and to show you guys the scale too. Like, here's the poly bag for this Quinjet. You can see how big it is compared. Like it's pretty big. Like this is almost as big as my hand. So I mean, it's a couple feet long. And then to show it off, I have all these different things around it. So I have the back thrusters here, as you can see. Yeah, we'll go back to front. I have this aerial cannon here that can rotate up and down. 2 blasters here. And then on the bottom here, I have some blasters that rotate in the back. So what's cool about this is there's weaponry all over it, because Hammer Tech is all about weapons, but the thing about Hammer is a lot of them are flawed, have glitches, they break, they blow up, they don't get used properly. So that's why I have like a bit of an obnoxious amount of weapons on here, because I wanted it to stand out a little bit. So as you rotate to the front, you can see the wings. So these are a couple different hyper cannons or plasma cannons. And then I also have this one here at the top that rotates. And what was cool is if you look at this, you can't even tell that anything is there, right? But Joe helped me figure out this. So we put an awesome handle in here so I could lift this up. Now, I'm not gonna do it right now just because I have it on some stands, but you could almost can't even tell that that was even a handle. See how it folds into here pretty well. It does open up. There is a little bit of an interior, but I'm gonna get to that in just a moment. Like I said, this took me quite a few years to finish, and I've managed to finish it this year with some help. So on the front here, this is how the front is, sloped over. I have a couple different weapons on the fronts here, and then this is one of the first things that opens, is these 2 doors here. If I scroll back up, this one here, and you can see I have a big flyer right in the center here. But I have a ton of other drones that go inside of this, which is why I have these different exits and entrances right here. Yeah, so these are just held on by a couple C-clips, nothing too fancy, but they fold in perfectly so that way you can't even tell that those were doors. They're just there. And then I could just swing it on open. And you can see this on the interior. I got a little entry gun just in case someone tries to break into the front. I got this one on top that just gets folded out. So I have this little groove in here, a couple cheese wedges or slopes, and then I could just fold it right in. All right, now as we get inside of here, I'm gonna show you a couple different things. So these will slide open. They're just sitting on a couple tiles. this is one interior here, which let me see if I can light up just a little bit.
There you go. Go.
This is one interior, and you can see I have some arms here to pick up stuff, move luggage, and there's plenty of room where I could put other drones in, which I'll get to in a moment. So these close here. Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to have to open this back up here. There's something else I want to show you towards the bottom. So I actually put some bay doors on the bottom that I had to readjust with some C-clips. That way, I could fit something like the Quinjet inside of it. So Ryan, if you'd like to show them off to the bottom, they can see the bay doors. See how it goes through? And then this Quinjet could just go right through it. And it dropped. So it's pretty wide where I could fit the Quinjet inside once it's folded up and everything. So that way, you know, Hammer Tech can capture the Quinjet. And then I also have all these different drones that I made to go inside of it. These aren't 100% complete. I need to fix them a little bit because the propellers are a little close, which I'm going to easily fix with a couple dark bluish gray cones because they fit better for what I want to do. But they all can go right inside of this. I just sit them on the side here. And that way I could line them up, have a whole bunch in. And then I could have a whole squadron fly around the whole thing, protecting it so they can circle in and out, get prepared, go back into a fight or something, pick up luggage. Maybe they're stealing vibranium or something. So there's a lot of different details on here. I used a lot of different slopes. I used a handful of Technic in here to fix the frame, so it definitely took a while to do, but I wanted something to rival the helicarrier that came out over 5 years ago, and it was just something fun and personal for me to build. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to show off more details. There are some detail work on the bottom, but it's nothing too fancy, just plating to level up the weight.
Yeah, I have to say it is a very large model. It's got a lot of brick. So thanks for letting me help out a little bit. But you had done so much work; it really made it easy. We got to put the polishing touches on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. Thank you so much. Man, that is just really cool. I like that build a lot. Thank you for showing us.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We have a few more to show off.
Well, it's kind of, you were at the tail end there. So we are,
I was the tail end. Well, all right.
Yeah, you got to round us up. So appreciate it.
Perfect timing too, because now it's starting to thunder outside.
Yeah, I can hear it coming over my way as well. So thank you guys so much. Thank you to each one of our presenters, for David, Ethan, Nathaniel, Freddie, for Kevin, the Shutco family. Appreciate each one of you taking some time out of your day to show us your builds and show us what you've been working on. Again, thank you to our audience for watching us. We put a lot of work into what we were trying to do with the library, and with everything that happened, we had to make some pretty quick changes. So thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to watch and to look through this. And then if you're watching on YouTube as well, please like and subscribe our sponsor, which is Crest Hill Bricks and Minifigs. They do a lot for us as a LUG. They donate the space for us to have our meetings, and they take really good care of us. Ryan, are you on the line? Would you like to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about Bricks and Minifigs? Let me see if I can pin you up there. Hey. Oh, we don't have your audio. Let's see. Is David still got his phone on? Can we pop back over to his phone? Or did he log off? Oh, sorry. I'm gonna unmute. There you are. Hey, Ryan. I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing us to do what we do in your space and for the support that you've given to Universal Lego User Group. And wanted to say thank you from each one of our members to you. We appreciate what you do and how you help us out. You're always very kind to us and go above and beyond what we could ever ask for a sponsor. So thank you so much for that. Oh my. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate what you do for us. Thank you. Again, this has been a presentation from Universal Lego User Group. You can find us on Facebook by just searching for Universal Lego User Group, and you will be able to find our page there. I've got it on my phone here. I'll kind of show you. You'll see our logo. It's the same thing we have printed on our badges. But if you can find us on Facebook, you can like us, and we will get in contact with you as well. You can also email us at universal, let me make sure I give it to you correctly here. It is universallegogroup@gmail.com. So you can contact us there, and myself or David will reach back out to you so you can learn more about us if you are interested and are in the southern or western Chicagoland area. We can tell you a little bit about ourselves and invite you to a meeting that we will hopefully have eventually soon. We've been doing them virtually on Zoom, but it'll be exciting whenever everything settles back down and we're able to get into our meeting space and get together again. So thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing what you have to say to us, and we also look forward to being able to present to you more of our builds later on as we try to do a show in June or July. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you guys keep on building. We will talk to you later.